Well, new tonight in 10 Investigates, a very important story that we've been working on for 8 months.
Yeah, the video that you are about to see is difficult for some to see. We feel, though, it is necessary to tell this story, and here's why.
When you call 911, you expect help right away. Well, tonight, a heartbroken family in Marion says help came too late for their loved one, Joshua Goodrich.
Now that they are suing, accusing several medics of delaying life-saving care. Tonight, 10 Investigates Rochelle Aline shows why the medics say they did nothing wrong and what two experts are saying about this case.
At midnight on October 12, 2022, Marion City Police rushed to this home for a man with a gunshot wound to the head.
What's the address?
Inside, they found 38-year-old Joshua Goodrich.
He's still breathing right now.
This body camera video shows the moment two responding officers tell a medic that Joshua seems to be breathing, but the medic disagreed.
That's obvious death.
The EMS run report shows a critical decision. That medic called a local emergency room doctor asking if they should try to revive Joshua. But based on what they described over the phone, the doctor told them it wasn't needed. 8 minutes later, officers say they see Joshua move.
He was just moving.
But the medic's decision stands until the assistant coroner arrives and confirms Joshua was still breathing. He was then rushed to the hospital about an hour after crews first got to the house, and records show he lived for another 3 hours.
If it wouldn't have been for the coroner, they would have just waited there for him to die.
Now Joshua's family is suing.
Do you believe if they had acted differently that your brother would be here right now?
Yes, I believe he would have survived. To what extent and mobility and what he would have been able to do, only God knows that. But I believe with medical help, he would have been alive.
That's his big brother, Donald Goodrich. The wrongful death suit he filed claims emergency workers were negligent. It names the city of Marion, both medics, and several others connected to that emergency call. I emailed Marion Fire Chief Chuck Deem for a response to this lawsuit, but he told me he'd been directed by the city attorney to offer no comment. We also contacted the city attorney, and this is what he had to say.
Because it's a pending lawsuit, I'm not going to make any comment at this time.
Documents related to the case show the medics deny the allegations against them. In a legal response to the Goodrich family lawsuit, the two medics said they did not perform life-saving attempts because Joshua did not present signs of life. When asked if they would have done anything differently, the two medics said no.
What is your reaction to that?
That brings me right back to how many other families have buried people because this paramedic's playing God.
This case comes down to whether or not Joshua's injuries were survivable. According to Marion County EMS protocols, medics can skip resuscitation and other efforts in certain cases when they don't believe someone will survive their injury. So we took this case to two independent experts.
I'm an attending emergency physician with over 15 years of experience.
Dr. Brooks Walsh says Joshua's injuries were extensive.
It's never 100% predictable whether someone is going to live or die. But in this case, Mr. Goodrich suffered what were at least devastating wounds to his head.
But he added that he still showed some signs of life. To determine if the medics made the right call, Dr. Walsh says that critical context is missing about the phone call between them and the doctor.
There are still a lot of questions here about what happened and how it was understood by other folks.
It's an opinion that EMS educator and attorney Eric Yeager shares.
We've seen cases similar to this where the information the paramedics shared wasn't complete, provide the physician with a clear clinical picture, in which case the physician's instructions may not have been appropriate. And we've seen situations where the paramedic does provide a clear clinical picture and the physician decides to deviate from the standard protocols.
He's still breathing right now.
But this is what Yeager says he does know.
Under the protocols you shared with me, it's pretty clear that the right move for this kind of call, if they're still alive, they still have breathing, they still have a heartbeat, that the right next step would be to assess and resuscitate and transport that patient.
And Yeager adds that cases like this one could lead to a review of EMS protocols across the country.
Perhaps protocols will change in the future, but I think that would require more training for paramedics in how to identify injuries that truly were not likely to be incompatible with life, but 100% were incompatible with life.
Right now, this case is on track to have a jury decide who is right. In the studio, Rochelle Aline, 10 TV News.